Hey, remember me? Remember this guy? Hi, everybody. It's me again. The music hasn't even changed. Did anyone just make a new account? There were maybe some people in our Twitch stream who maybe hadn't found Kick yet, or potentially tried to make an account on Kick last night when XQC was like literally crashing the site because there was so much hype for his first stream. So thanks so much if you just made a Kick account. Thanks A for the sub. Thank you, A. No, we get treated well here, A, and we're gonna try to do the same to you. No tier 3s here, no primes here, obviously. Yeah, I think you might have heard some of the details seem a little wrong, Chicken Pants, but you seem to have most of the information. I don't know if Java Bandit's in the chat. I'm not actually sure when these subs came in, but Java Bandit gifted 20 subs on Kick. So big shout out to Java Bandit. I don't know if that was from last night or if that was just now during our streams. I saw him in the chat earlier on Twitch. So big shout out to Java Bandit. 20 Kick subs. That's like 200 on Twitch. Hello to the TheEndgameMagician. Lemmys, what's up, buddy? Hey, Chico. The stream's gonna be on Kick from now on. Nolan, it's not only on Kick, but we have a command !Kick. You know, we'll be streaming the majority here, but you've seen me on Twitch. If you've been following the streams, you've probably seen me on Twitch quite a bit. I still stream there, but the majority will be on Kick, so it's a good place to follow here. We do stream more hours here, much more hours here, and there are a number of good things about the Kick switch for us. I also am well aware that there are a number of things that aren't as good. Obviously, Kick is brand new. I know that the app, you know, we be transparent, the app is just not even close, right? But things are going to be added, features, improvements, fixes. Obviously, yesterday was a big stress test for Kick. They just had XQC switch over, but that's very exciting for people like us and just in general. You know, we're happy to see big streamers like XQC switch over because it means that Kick is obviously investing a ton. So they're bringing big names over. They're serious enough about doing it. So that's good to see. That's very nice. Yes, 95.5 is the sub split, and that's no joke. That's not that really is the case, and it's a significant difference from 50-50 on Twitch. Hopefully it's not Mixer 2.0. Look, even if it is, you know, we'll always be streaming. It's just a question of where. But I don't think it will be. Mixer was something else. chessbrah will always be around, so you guys don't have to worry about that. But right now, Kick has been treating us well, treating other people well, creators in general. So it's kind of a good feeling. We haven't had that feeling in 8 years of Twitch. We in here. What's up, Luther? That's Luther Bandos, right? Glezzy, thanks for the 5 subs. The Kick Cinco. Glezzy, and not to be Miss Goblin Tenebra, the Kick Cinco as well. Thank you, gentlemen. 5 subs, 5 subs. Pseudo1, thank you for the brand new sub yourself. Appreciate the follows as well. Follow us here on Kick. We're gonna start into a series that I've already begun, so I don't know if you guys have seen it before. Who here has not seen this account name ever? They're like, what the hell is going on? Because this is what we're gonna start with today. Never seen this? What the hell's going on? See, that's what I thought you might say. M1, you're wondering whether this is going to be a series on the Taimanov or the Khan? Well, if you take a look at the username for the account and you really think about it, I think you'll figure out slowly that this is a series on the Khan. That's right, the Khan. Come on, guys. Use your brains. Yes, it is a series on the Taimanov. We're at 600. We started at 400. As white, I'm playing c4, trying to get basically the reverse of that opening. Hey, what's up, the Kazi? Just joined the NFL draft. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I like it, I like it. That means we're almost filled up. Awesome. I think there's only one spot. Let me double check. So we'll be starting that very soon. We'll be starting very soon. Okay, okay. Awesome to have you in there, the Kazi. Got Jackpot Jossie in here. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Vied to Vanquish, caught the end of it before but missed what it's about. Don't worry, I'll fill you in. Hey, Guardian EU. Blundering Biscuit, what's up? Saying hi to some of the new names here. Zadrig, hello, hello. JT Foxy, what's up? Toilet Swimmer. Oh, there's a big username. Tien Khan. Hello with 3 A's. AW, the answer is yes. You're asking a question. Is it the same split for gift subs? Yes. All subs, AW. So, pretty significant. That's why, that's, oh my god. Jeez, the answer couldn't have been. Is the split? Yes. Boom. Boom. He was waiting for that. He was waiting for that answer. AW, 20 subs. He needed that answer. Oh my god. That was fast. 20 gifted subs right here on Kick. Thank you, AW. We picked the right answer as also the actual answer, so that helps too. Thank you so much though, AW. It does make a big difference. 50-50 to 95-5 is, yeah, I mean, you can do the math over 5 subs, 1 sub, 100 subs. It really does make a difference. I saw that, AW. You were ready. You were starting to twitch a little bit on the button. Thank you very much, AW. That's super kind. East Beast, welcome. Thanks for the sub, buddy. Chess Dude Guy following us. All right, let's get some chess underway. I really appreciate the support. Just getting started here. Welcome to Kick, guys. This series, let me pull up an analysis board just in case you haven't seen it before. I'll just give a brief rundown on the moves. The Taimanov opening is like this. It's against the Sicilian. Start with e6, and then we play knight out, queen out, pawn out, and we sort of want to put our pieces like this. These arrows, more or less. That's, if you can see all those arrows, that's more or less where the pieces want to go in one order or another. Doesn't always work out like that. One thing we've seen a lot is bishop c4. Whether or not it's bishop c4 now or bishop c4 here. It's been a very common move, and I want to show you guys how to handle it. There's a6, and just black gets a really, really comfortable position. So this is the Taimanov. Against e4, we're obviously going to play that. Against d4, we're not going to try to force the opening. I've just been going into the Dutch, learning another opening together on the side. And then as white, we're going to be playing the move c4. We're not going to get it all the time, but most of the time we get e5. And then we get to do a reverse Taimanov. And I think there's still a lot to learn from that. So, yeah, that's pretty much what it's about. It'll make more sense when we just get into it, obviously. But I'm playing 3-minute games. All right, playing 3-minute games, no 5 minutes, no rapid. These are gonna be a little bit faster, but we wanna get the openings down, and I'm hoping that you guys will be able to follow along, learn the opening setup, and hopefully be able to implement it in your games. So that's what we're doing. Let's get in the first game. We're rated 600 right now. We just crossed 600. Let's go for 100 points here or so. Okay, as I said, with the white pieces for this series, we'll be going with c4. And we're not always gonna get, you know, the perfect setup for the Taimanov, but even if black sets up like this, and you know, they're welcome to do so, I'll probably still do some of the main moves of the opening, just to keep the structure and the ideas alive. Okay, now e4 is a move I think I'm going to take the time to prevent. We're going to castle. Remember, this bishop wants to end up on b2. Yeah, and this is more or less how we want to do it. Okay, c5. I still think we'll play b4. Happy to do this. Bishop b2. And I think, yeah, we're more or less in the exact type of structure that we would see from this opening. a5, okay. All our pieces, by the way, are exactly where they would be if we played this opening from black's perspective. So I know we're obviously not playing an exact replica, because black's setup isn't exactly what you would choose, but I still think it's good practice to understand where the pieces go. Okay, rook to an open file. I'm doing that because, obviously, it's the only open file in the game. Normally, I would put a rook on c1, but it's unusual for things to be completely closed here. Let's play h3, very useful move. This rook wants to go to one of these two squares, and I'm thinking about knight d2 and bishop f3, and then maybe a bunch of trades. So bishop h6, who knows? Maybe the move g5 is the threat. I'm not actually sure. Okay, I was right. Honestly, scary looking move, I'm not gonna lie. I think he wants to play g4. Against g4, I'm assuming we would take. Now I'm thinking of knight e4 to trade more pieces. That seems like it should be good. Bishop f3 though, coming to mind here. What do we think of bishop to f3? Rook there. The reason bishop f3 I'm not psyched about is kind of because this pawn shows up here. So what I might actually get interested in is just knight e4. Go for some trades. Knight h7 is truly an impressive move. Like, just I mean, it's impressive to reject a trade. I'll put it that way. I'll take this pawn because it is free, but to reject a trade and move the knight backwards is, whether or not it's good, it's kind of impressive that that it was even played. Okay, bishop here. I'm gonna start by playing bishop a1 just because why not make a threat? Ooh, well, I don't think he anticipated that one properly. Yes, there's knight c5, but I really want to get rid of that bishop. Okay, knight takes, and now that opens up this bishop. The rook is, you know, all my pieces from long range are going to start getting involved here with the position. I think bishop e5. f6, there's maybe even bishop g6. Another nice move. Okay, rook here. Unfortunately, it's almost mate, by the way. Bishop takes f7. The only available move is the one that he just created. But the king will move, we'll take the rook, and then this knight will also be hanging on h7. And that should probably be the end, and it is. GG. Now, again, not too much to look at in this game. So we didn't really get, you know, our opponent didn't play e5, but at least the pieces kind of all went to the exact squares that we would put them on, h3. Simple stuff. So that's the setup, but it'll maybe make a little more sense when we play it from the black side. Right, let's jump into another one. Okay. E4, so time for C5. Here we go. Sicilian, we're gonna start with E6 all the time. We have a main line, at least so far. This is the timeout of start with E6, always take on D4, always, 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 and knight C6. So not A6, not any other move, knight first, and you never want to allow queen takes queen or something, so we'd never take like that. Definitely B takes. And in these positions, I've been saying in this series, whenever you play B takes, your next move should absolutely be D5, just period. Go D5. It's supported by 2 pawns, and you always capture this way. Don't capture that way, capture this way all the time. Check, it's fine for us. Our bishop was not as good as white's, so we're happy to see moves like this, and you know that trade benefits us. How are we gonna play the rest of this position? My next couple moves are gonna be brain dead easy. Knight, bishop, castle, just easy, easy, easy. Take back the queen, obviously not the king. What did I say? Knight out, bishop here, and castle. And I think black's position is just a little bit better. We have the 2 center pawns. Eventually we might start pushing them, but for now we'll leave it like that. Open lines to white's pawns that we can attack. Okay. Not phased by these moves. And this, I would say, is already a pretty effective opening. Queen D3. Not gonna get too complicated. Let's castle. There we go. Okay. Let's go probably knight h5 here. I know it looks like a little bit strange, but knight h5 forks the bishop and the queen, and it just means that I don't have to worry about bishop h6 stuff. So I like this one. Okay, let's take. And now I have 2 rooks that I would love to move to these wide open files. All right, and that move I've been waiting to see because of this nasty pin. Queen e3, d4 looks tempting, but surprisingly, after queen e3, d4 is actually a mistake. White can play queen d3 and pin my pawn. So what we're going to do is use our rooks, our queen to hit the knight and just be completely winning. So let's go queen c6. The knight is hit. It's pinned to the rook. You should still move the knight in a case like this. You'd never want to lose a knight versus losing a rook for a bishop. But it's amazing, and I state this all the time, but it's amazing how many people in this position right here, because they look at this position, they see the pin, and they're like, okay, if I move the knight, I will lose 5 points. That's what their brain is saying. This is worth 5, this is worth 3. I'd rather lose 3 than lose 5. But you're not doing the math. When you lose the 5, you get 3 points yourself. So it's much better to always move the knight. But this is like the most common low elo blunder. Now, obviously this is even worse because now you lose both. But let's say they played rook d1. Losing the knight is not better than losing the rook for the bishop. But it's just, people don't understand. It's not even like this should be a special reminder. It's just math. Just math, literally. 5 minus 3. People just don't get it. Okay, going for this pawn. I probably don't need to protect it. I'm gonna go and be a good boy and play habits and just go h6. We'll bring the rook over and take on a2. And yeah, let's continue here. Rook there. Actually, if the rook takes, we will probably have a mate. So rook c8 is actually just very effective here. This is the quickest way to win. GG. Surely that's a KO. A kick KO. Very nice, very nice. What happened in this one? This one really was a Taimanov. So I'm very happy that you guys got a chance to see this. This is the main line, knight c6 takes. Just never take this way. My general rule, especially because if white made a regular move, our next move would be queen c7. My rule for the knight that I think we should follow is take with the pawn if you can. And I'm talking about the B pawn. So just don't take with the D pawn. Take with the B pawn if you can. And if you can't, take with the queen. So I'm talking about situations where our next idea would be a6, b5. And then if the knight captured, we would take with the queen. But if we played a6 and didn't play b5 yet, and the knight captured, we would take with the pawn because we can. So that's the most basic rule. Obviously, there's going to be exceptions, but I think that's a really good baseline rule to follow here. All right. But this would be how I would continue. Instead, our opponent took first, so we take with the b pawn, and next move d5. Nothing should stop you from playing d5. Again, there will be maybe one or two exceptions to this, but for the most part, chuck the pawn up to d5. Here we go, and always take with the c pawn. I don't want you taking like this. There's open lines. There's a weak. It's like not just that there's a weak pawn on a7, but you have like a weak pawn here, and then these two pawns. Whereas if the pawn's on e6, you just have one weakness, and this is all connected. So we have 3 pawn islands. Our opponent has 2. I would much prefer this, where we just have 2 as well, and it's probably even better than our opponents, because we can pressure these pawns on the open lines. So, and then yeah, knight, bishop, castle, very easy stuff. I would probably play rook c8 next, queen c6, maybe queen c4, maybe trade the bishop like this, h6. Like those are the types of moves I'd be playing next. But I love the idea of taking the bishop. And again, just pressure, more pressure. And rook c8 would be a great move. I decided to go queen c6. But it's all the same. Yeah. And at this point, you're up a rook and the game is over. The game is over. So we got to see a nice knight takes c6 game. Let's jump into another one though. All right, e4, you guys know it. Here comes c5. d4, just like any other Sicilian. What have I said? Like, you always take. You always take. Queen takes d4. So what has our opening been? It's been e6, knight c6. In this case, just because the queen is there, I'm probably going to play the knight first, just to gain the tempo. But then let's play our exact same setup. We'll play e6. We'll play a6. Very important move. Okay, bishop to b5. Again, I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. I'll play a6. Important that I'm not actually threatening the bishop because of the rook, but I'll just try to do things more or less the same. I'll take with the c pawn, and I'll make sure to point out here, I guess, a slight difference, which is that if I play d5, because of my opponent's weird kind of opening shenanigans, if I play d5, pawn takes, I can't really take with the c pawn, and there might even be queen takes c6, although I actually don't think that's necessarily good. So d5 is not a move that I can rush here. So I would immediately be looking at this queen and saying, okay, I'm seeing issues with that. Rook b8, not only a place I'd want to put my rook in general, but rook b4 immediately looks like it's about to win material. And I believe it's done just that. Oh, my opponent typed to me. He said it's 3-minute game, bro. What are the plans for the light squared bishop? later. Only things we need to do are knight at f6, bishop e7, castle, and d5, which is why I invested the time to do this. Oh. Oh. Three-minute, bro. All right. Let's play knight f6 and castle. Wholesome interaction. Castling bishop c5 is actually like a really good way to play. I'm gonna do something which might not make a lot of sense, but for me, white's most dangerous piece on the board is the bishop. Get it the hell out of my face. I love my position way more without rook takes, without the bishop on e3. So much happier like this. Okay, d5. This game has been a little bit more of you know, a win because of how bad the blunder was rather than anything else, but still. Okay, h3. I like your idea, buddy. I'm following you with h6. a5, bishop a6 looks like a nice way to activate the bishop. Takes, knight takes. Could be a bit better. Let's take this. Let's go queen d6. Kind of a double attack there. Let's get the bishop out where I wanted it. Now the rook is actually going to be trapped on the next turn. Well, I guess on the next turn, because we don't want to blunder that. But yeah, queen b4 actually traps the rook, which is kind of funny. He's not letting me go easily here. Let's play f6. And now do we finally do it? I think we finally trapped the... Yeah, we got your rook now, buddy. Oh, we got your knight now. Oh, no, don't blunder the rook in one move. Don't do it. Yeah, we knew he was playing rook f1. We knew he was playing rook f1. Oof. That was a friendly interaction. I mean, fair play to him. I did take a minute on a move or something at the beginning. Honestly, I need this guy in my Title Tuesday to remind me that it's a 3-minute game, bro. I should hire this guy every Tuesday. Just tell me it's a 3-minute game every 30 seconds. It would honestly help. All right. What happened here? Well, a little bit of an odd, like, you won't see this too much against your opening, but okay. Takes, a little bit awkward to play d5, so that's why I played rook b8. And white should really deal with the move rook b4, but I was kind of anticipating that you might find it a little cumbersome, so yeah, this is not one that I would say is super instructive because, you know, are you gonna see queen d4, queen a4 too much? Not really, but for the most part, giving me the bishop pair, I'm happy with it. And rook b8, b4 was a strong reaction. Thank you, Eddie TheEndgameMagician, for the reminder. Yes. Thank you, thank you. TGA17, by the way, thanks for the sub. Same with Algu. I see you guys. Not to be missed. Chawed on as well. Thanks for the subs, everybody. Porho, formerly fit. Thanks, everybody.
An evolution is occurring in my work. It's already to a level that it has never been taken to before, and now it is going
Low salty. All right, so this was nice. We got another one. Let's keep going though. We got, you know, when you're winning, you gotta let the energy flow. Next game. All right, you guys know we're gonna go with C4, and look, we do see the reverse Sicilian, so we're gonna go E3. There we go. And look at this. We might actually see the exact same game if Queen A5. Not quite. All right, Queen C2, A3, B4, Bishop B2. Are you guys seeing that this is the same thing flipped? Because this is still very good practice. Knight H6. My God, is there like a council of 500s that meet every week and discuss what you guys are gonna play? Why does everyone play the same thing? People are so annoyed by my queen on C2. I have seen Knight H6 to play Bishop F5 more times than I can remember. Like, it's actually crazy. You guys meet up, group chat, people are in love with this move. I don't get it. I've never seen it before. I don't know how the memo got out that that's how we play, but that's how we play. I guess. Queen G5 is also like this ridiculous type of move. What the heck's going on here? Queen G4, I mean, my goodness. Look at all, remember how I said that I was gonna play knight here, bishop here, pawn here? Well, I'm playing knight here with tempo. I'm playing pawn here with tempo. I'm getting all the moves that I want, but I'm doing them and gaining time. How have we handled these two pieces in the past? That's right, knight H4. Get them the heck out of there. I want that bishop, and I want to just calmly play bishop E2, castle. No big deal. All right, queen here. Let's take that off the board. Get it out of here. All right. Now, knight E4. Fantastic square. Safe. Hits the queen. Rook C1 is a very nice move as well. Bishop E2, Rook C1. You'll notice how all my pieces have kind of found their squares.
They're here to help each other.
Castles. I think castling is probably the play here. We could also throw in Rook C1. This is kind of a nice Taimanov habit. Is that usually you want to get these queenside pieces developed. Knight E3. Well, this will be fun. I don't think it's good, but I respect and appreciate the energy, you know? Takes, queen takes. Now, if you're looking at our opponent's next move, it's probably F5. Probably. The annoying thing for black, in my opinion, is that after queen D2, there's no queen moves available. So you literally have to play queen B6 to keep the queens on, or you have to trade, and after sacking a piece, you do not want to trade. So it's a little unfortunate for black here. Maybe queen G3 and miss the backwards knight move, you know? Maybe we see that. All right, honestly, nice move. I respect the hell out of keeping the queens on the board. After you sack a piece, that is absolutely the way to play. Me, I'm gonna play knight C5 because I want to castle and you're blocking me. I'm gonna play knight c5, and I'm actually threatening knight d7. Kind of a weird looking move, but it is a fork. Nice job. Covering, I mean, it's a great move. Really good move. I'm gonna castle. Now that I can, just barely. I should point out, like, knight e3 wasn't good by my opponent, but it wasn't like the worst type of sack. I see where his intuition is coming from. It's obviously misguided, but not completely. All right, here, because I'm up material, this is just a trade angle. Trade. Our knight's still pretty strong here as well. He's got our bishop to a nice diagonal. C6. I mean, where's the credit for this? I mean, he's just playing a great game so far. He's down a piece, and I don't agree with that sack, but I can't hate on it. Can't hate on it. Queen c7, like, I'm chalking that up to another good move. I'm going g4 to cover that, but also stop f5. I do not like f5 hitting me in the face. Yeah, easy to miss that, and now the wheels come off. The wheels come off a little bit here.
This is Anjuna Deep.
GG. I think he's a very strong player for his rating. That was a good game overall. Just imploded near the end. Yeah, it was like bishop h2, missed that it was covered, and then didn't see that long that it was just long range moves end up getting my opponent in this game. GG. What's going on in the chat? What am I missing? Eddie and Salty are just bucking heads here. Medicated Eddie. Medicated. Is Eddie calling out Salty, or is Salty calling out Eddie? I missed the combo. Salty is hitting a new peak, and Eddie is saying he's freelo. Is that what's going on? Eddie's looking for Saturday action, eh? Interesting. What time control are you proposing, Eddie? Because you're the kind of guy that calls people out, says they're trash, and challenges them to classical match. So, just want to make sure we're on the same page here. What time control is Eddie ready to play? 5-0. Eddie's looking to put the whole seniors home to sleep. 5-0. Well, what time controls is Salty willing to play? Surely there's a middle ground. Eddie wants to play 5-0 and is willing to play 4-0. What about Salty? What about Salty? I think 4-0 from Eddie is a, fair offer. You got to consider that Eddie is he's on the senior discount Thursday Shoppers Drug Mart meds. Freddie, once you've been locked up and people see how buff you are when you came out, people want a piece. Well, apologies there, EPA. Nothing but a letdown for you so far. Hello to Valentinian and JBell 2023. Eddie hitting the Ozempic? Yes. This might seem like we're starting a chess match, but this is actually an Ozempic commercial. Eddie Barber and Salty Clown, before and after. So Salty says he'll play 1+1 and 3+0. I think Eddie has been objectively more. I think he's compromised more. Eddie's ready to play 5-0, would play 4-0. So I think you either take less time and more increment, or 4-0, which obviously doesn't have increment. So would Eddie prefer a match with or without increment? Because if you want increment, Eddie, you're gonna have to start probably with 3 minutes or less. Or you could take a bit more time and go no increment. Which one is Eddie more interested in? Sounds like Eddie is interested in no increment, more time. Because he doesn't want him ducking and saying he won because of the increment. Okay! Oof! High energy response from Eddie. Oof. Eddie Barber clapping back. Well, I think 4-0 is as good of an offer as Salty's gonna get. Salty's welcome to decline it. I think we've established probably the closest offer we'll get to both parties' interests. 4-0 has been proposed by Eddie. Salty said the last time they played the increment didn't help. But Salty also just hit a new peak. He's rested on his laurels. Is he trying to get in the octagon right now with Saturday medicated Eddie? Oh my goodness. Loser donates 20 subs to the Kick chat, says Eddie. Oh my goodness. I'm liking Kick Eddie. Kick Eddie is high energy. Holy shit. Eddie is on one right now. Let's go, Eddie. Great energy from the barber.
You're listening
20 Kick subs. Eddie is ready to pull out the wallet if Salty can take him down. Well, respect, Eddie. You got some good Saturday energy. Well, the offer's there. Kick Eddie, that's right. The offer is there. Is Salty trying to tango? Otherwise, we proceed. Is it possible to do something like 3 minutes, 30 seconds and no increment? I mean, yeah, it is. But I think 4-0 is pretty fair. Like, if I was feeling confident that I would beat someone in 3-0, then 4-0 I think would make too much of a difference. That's fair, Salty. That's fair. 20 subs is above the budget for Salty, but I think you will find some backers in chat, Salty. Like, people do want to see you take out Eddie. Like, take the elderly out for a stroll with the walker. He will play, not you. AW, there we go. No, he'll absolutely be the one playing. He'll absolutely be the one playing. This is a Salty versus Eddie match. So Salty Clown against Eddie TheEndgameMagician. 4 minutes, no increment. 4 minutes, no seconds added. I would propose how many games is the important question. Now, obviously, that comes down to you guys. I don't think we're doing anything more than a 1st to 6. But if it's 4 minutes, we could also do something like 1st to 4. That will give a lot of time for mistakes to happen and comebacks to happen. 1st to 4, 4 minutes. The games are going to be a little bit longer in general. We don't want to sit here for too long. So I was thinking maybe 1st to 4. But what do you guys think? Is Salty betting the N-word pass as well? Well, actually, Eric, I think Eddie might be able to bet that one. If Salty raises, I think Eddie might be able to call. I say first to four. I think that's fair. What does Salty think? Eddie's down for first to four. Salty's down for first to four. All right, both guys are interested. Both guys are interested. All right, first to four. We have a match, obviously, for Eddie and Salty. You should both need no reminder. That's right, Eddie. 20 kick subs are on the line. Salty has someone backing him. You're backing yourself. We'll get this match underway. I'm gonna have to switch accounts so I can start these games, but it goes without saying, Salty, Eddie, obviously close the chat. Don't want to have you guys listening in on the commentary. There's money on the line here. And head over to chess.com/play/online. And I'll be able to start the first game, and then you guys can rematch from there. Salty against Eddie. The old guard is calling out the young buck who just hit a new high rating. Who do you guys think is gonna win? You might not be familiar with these guys, but they're mainstays in the chessbrah community. Eddie is a very accomplished chess player, but he represents the old guard. He's also medicated this Saturday. Also, I'm gonna let Salty call this because he was challenged. So Salty, because colors matter here, since we're betting the N-word pass, heads or tails, Salty? Heads. It's tails. Eddie, would you like the white pieces or the black pieces to start? What do you say, Eddie? All right. Eddie's gonna play the first game with white, and you guys just rematch after that. All right. Salty Clown against Eddie the TheEndgameMagician. Eddie, is your account the TheEndgameMagician or a different one? Let me know. First to four. That's right, AW. Eddie, Salty. So everyone knows, first to four. So the first person to reach 4 points. If it's a tie, 4-4, we'll come back here. I'll have some tie-break measures in place. But we'll deal with that when we get there. Just looking for confirmation from Eddie on the account. What's your account name, Eddie? Yeah, I think if either player wins 4-0, they're allowed to chase the adoption for sure.
Deep.
Does Eddie already have the chat muted? All right, well, let's see if he's on the TheEndgameMagician account. Yes, he is. All right, go Eddie. Well, that was just a test to make sure that you all know. Oh, he's in chat. Oh, god damn it, Eddie. Get the hell out of here, Eddie. The match is on. Get the hell out of here, Eddie. Test failed. All right, Salty is starting with his usual shenanigans. He's back on the drugs. He's not rehabbed at all. This is a full relapse in front of everyone, and Eddie versus Salty is starting with a bang. Salty against Eddie. Obviously, Salty, the higher rated player, 2158. But he just hit this high rating today. Yesterday, he just hit it. This guy has been 1800 for the last year. So we're looking at Eddie. Solid 2000 player. He's got the understanding. But Salty, the young buck, the H5, the loose cannon. How is Eddie going to handle the wild play from Salty Clown? Already leaving the bishop. Salty castles in his sleep here. Exactly, formerly fit. Just a young ram wanting to rut. Eddie is going to have some difficult decisions soon. Salty the type to play this, we all know. Salty's moves are easy because, let's be honest, it's easier to play bad moves. Eddie has to invest a lot more time here because he's trying to play well. Queen A4. I think he might be trying to do B4, B5, but Salty breaks in the center. E5 from the clown. Whoa, B4. I mean, Eddie, how medicated are we? This is one of the most basic misses I've ever seen on live TV. Eddie Barber is going to be down a piece most likely, so he's going all in on the attack with B4, B5. Which one is Eddie and which one is Salty? I don't recognize them. I do not recognize them. Now, hang on a sec. Eddie is not going to be down a piece here. However, he might be lost. But it's important to note that in this position, he's not actually down a piece. Salty elected not to win a piece and instead play this. I don't know if that's going to pay off here. Yes, there's bishop h2, but king h1, and I don't know what's going on. There's no checkmate. Pawn takes, king takes. Guys, this is not as easy as it looks. Salty might be going all in, but unable to come back out of this alive. He's putting all his pieces forward, but if there's no mate, Eddie might escape this. Incredibly. White's next move, maybe bishop b2 to get rid of that rook. Knight e4, understandable, and a fantastic move by Salty. Knight takes f2 is going to be mate. That's a check. Watch out, king b8 played. Salty doesn't want any part of that. Queen e8 check. Well, if the king goes to a7, there might be b8. Instead, he takes. Rook b1 is on the table, but after king a7, I don't see any follow-up. And how the hell do you deal with checkmate here? Now, if the pressure's on Eddie, because I swear, knight f2 hits like a truck. What is he going to do to handle this? There are no more threats for white. It feels like you almost got to take this, right? Take the knight, so there's no mate. Well, guess what? Take the knight, you get mated as well. So you can't take the knight. I mean, you pretty much have to do something like that. But what the hell kind of move is this? Salty Clown just delivers a KO in game 1. Oof. That's a nasty one in game 1. And already out to a lead is Salty Clown. And remember, when he wins, he's setting a new personal best, a new high rating. Salty Clown is currently peaking at 2161. He's got his Mora here. And Eddie TheEndgameMagician, he's going to be looking for a slow game, an end game. He's absolutely not trying to tango in the middle game. Takes. I actually thought pawn takes was better, offering an exchange of queens, controlling d4. Instead, knight takes, but now the bishop will move somewhere, and then eventually we'll see this, right? And there'll be some pressure. This is not simple for Eddie to deal with. King h1, I actually really like that move. It's patient, it gets off this diagonal. That's a mature move from Salty Clown. f4. Here come the pawns, baby. Watch out for that one. That is going to try to carve out the d5 square. You push, all of a sudden say hello. But if you don't push, what do? Are you gonna take? Oh my goodness, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff to calculate here. Salty is probably running wild with the possibilities. Love the energy so far from Salty. Rook takes f5. We'll probably see Eddie castle. He doesn't. He plays knight f6. A good move as well. But I really wonder if we're going to see castling next, because Eddie has got to get that king out of the middle of the board. Time is about even as well. Queen b3. I mean, the most obvious threat on planet Earth, but Eddie's obviously castling anyway, so what the heck was Queen b3 from Salty Clown? He's treating Eddie like he's already got dementia, like he couldn't remember that there was a bishop on a2. The disrespect to the elderly, and after castling Eddie TheEndgameMagician is already a bit better. I do not like this move at all. Salty, oh, he's completely relapsed already. What the hell kind of move is that? Knight d5 and Salty has gone mad. He has truly gone mad. He's threatening a total of 0. Absolutely nothing. This is a bad look for Salty, and we do see bishop e5. It looks bad because of rook f7, but guess what? Eddie hides the king. He's threatening mate. He's going to trade the bishop. This should be Eddie TheEndgameMagician's game to win. I love the play from Eddie so far. He says, you know what, young buck? You can have that pawn. I don't care. You got your own stuff to worry about. How are you going to stop me? You can't even play h3. This is nasty. Great game from Eddie. Salty is regretting everything right now. Oof. This is not the position that he wanted to have. How would you guys survive here? Honestly, how would you play on? Oh, that's a great move from Salty. Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah, Salty. I want you to spend a minute on the clock and fucking come up with an absolute stinker. Eddie with a clap back, and it's 1-1. It is 1-1, folks. Do not count either one of these players out of this match just yet. Anything can happen. If you just joined us, hello and welcome to a very, very intense match. Normally, if I was hosting this match on Twitch, this would actually be a $50 match. But because we're hosting it on Kick, it's actually a $100 match. So welcome to a money match between two viewers. They're both going at each other. This should be very exciting. It's a 1st to 4 and currently 1-1. So we got a close one on our hands. Now, I don't like this move from Eddie. I'll be honest. I don't like c5. It feels wrong. But if Salty doesn't handle this accordingly, we could see Eddie just sit on his face with these pawns. Truly. And if I'm not mistaken, let's check the opening. Peep the opening from Salty. This is rehab Salty. So I'd like to point out that although he relapsed in game 1, he is fully rehabbed and ready to play for game 2. No, sorry, game 3. Game 2 with the black pieces. Now, what needs to happen? Probably this, and then what? That move, right? You need to see that get played. Otherwise, white is gonna have way too much pressure. So this move is so important. Oh, that's quite the username there. Jeez. Average Kick viewer. Hey, he followed the channel. It's like before I do the fucked up thing that I intend to do, let me follow this channel first. Thank you, buddy. It all goes on the metrics. That's okay, Eric. We'll find some kick mods to take your place, to watch over the chat in your stead. Uh-oh. Guys, what do we think of this? Salty has played queen f5 because it's forced. A queen trade has occurred. Is Salty rehabbed enough to play this position? What do you guys think? Or is this going to be Eddie the Endgame Magician in his wheelhouse? Salty has traded queens. Can he survive this position with the queens traded? Personally, I love Black's position here. I think Black is better. A bit better. Do not like this pawn. Bad bishop. Knight. I mean, I do like Black's position, but we have Salty at the helm. That's all I'm gonna say. Good stuff so far from Salty. Great gameplay. He's down time though. Significantly down on time, actually. I think Black needs to play moves like this. This. This is a close game, but Salty is really checking in here. Some great moves from the clown. Yep, nice. This is great stuff from Salty, and Eddie is on the meds here. What the flying hell? What the maneuvering? What the hell was that? Eddie just played rook d1, rook e2, rook c2, rook b1. Like, huh? Because I see this guy moving, and this just being a sitting duck. That's a solid move, though. That is a solid move. And he goes back, and guess what? He has intentions here, but he's got to be careful. Oh, Eddie. He's way too slow here. Salty takes. Salty's playing this game absolutely beautifully. Really impressive stuff from Salty Clown. This is putting Eddie the Endgame Magician out of commission. He's beating him at his own game. He's gonna have to rename himself. A5 threatening nothing. I mean, look at, oh my god, this is getting brutal for Eddie. Getting brutal for the guy. Oof. Oh my god, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, normally I would say a guy like Eddie does not get bent over like this very often, but those weekly prostate exams, I tell you, he'd be enjoying them too much. Bishop h5, I mean, threatening a whole heck of a lot of nothing. G4, rook g3, like what? We need some threats from Eddie. Finally a threat, G4. Salty is looking to take this pawn, king up. He can trade everything here. Salty is going for the end game. King up, what the flying hell is king there? Oh my god, Salty just threw massively. King f6, you gotta be joking me. Oh my god, and Salty just, it's an abomination. It's an abomination. I've never seen such a blunder. That position was so winning, but absolutely atrocious. Oh god, that hurt to watch. He's got 16 seconds, and not even clicking his heels will take him back to a good position here. He is in trouble, and this is going to be Eddie taking the lead 2-1 in the match, first to 4. All I can say is that they played an end game and Eddie won it. You don't have to know what happened in between, but those are the facts. Here we go. Salty with the white pieces. He's down 2-1 though. Ooh, and we see the Karo Khan making an appearance. Is Salty gonna hit him with his trademark? Or is he gonna go for some new sauce? Okay, D4. And we don't see D5 from Eddie, so Salty is just playing a normal setup here. Yep. This, if I'm honest here, Salty is probably going to have to get an attack going because I can see this position kind of not working out for Salty. This position requires some understanding. And, you know, as you can imagine, that's where Salty Clown is at a disadvantage. Oh, I have to understand the position? Fuck that, I'm out. See ya. Bishop d3. I mean, is this full send time? Is he gonna hit him with that? I like this and maybe just thrust it forward, you know? h3, Salty playing for the fans here. Trying to, are there some ladies in chat that Salty's trying to impress? I've never seen the lad play a very timid reply. Did he mouse slip h4? Wow. Salty got a changed man. I hardly recognize him. Oh, he's put in the tank here. Guys, what is Salty doing? He is playing so slowly. Why is he down on time every game? You're telling me Eddie's hitting him with the speed? Rook here, maybe this. Salty, kingside castling. So, you know, just playing the game super chill here. Very impressive, Salty. Very impressive. He's been tamed, exactly. Now he's down a minute, and we're getting closer and closer towards like endgame territory. Now, it has to be said that the last time they played it actually did go well for Salty. So I'm not sure that he'll hate it. Yeah, like for example, take. Ooh, that's an all right move, but I think taking would have been a little better. Still, this is all right though. Salty's gonna get his pawn back, and we're probably gonna see an endgame, but not by force. Not by force. Depends what Eddie plays. Interesting. He doesn't even take the pawn, does Salty. He wants just bishop to c4, keep the pieces on, keep the energy there. But Eddie is currently up a minute on time. That is very relevant. Bishop a6, a little bit of a low energy move there. Little bit of a low energy move, and knight h4. Salty is looking to drop in and say hello. Knight f5 is a big time threat. Do not get carried away with bishop takes c4. Bishop back to c8. Well, Salty might not give this one up. He might make that threat one more time. Oof, queen here. Remember, h6, knight f5. Hit him with that. I like the way Salty's playing. I really do. I really do. Knight d5. Remember, that knight's being hit. He's probably got to take that. And what is he going to do now? This is an important moment in the match, I would say. Queen takes is nonsense. And he does take. Very nicely done by Salty. This one is hit. This one is hit. Salty just played the last 5 to 10 moves so well. But we're going to need to see a little more from him. It's hanging. He takes it. e5 still hanging. I don't know about that move because all of a sudden rook c7 comes in. Salty is on a tear right now. Big comeback in the position. Big comeback on the clock. Salty Clown looking to make a match out of this and tie it up 2-2. Bishop b7. I mean, you know he's going to go and take that one. That's on his mind. What's going to stop him? There it is. Big move from Salty. You pretty much have to take it. He might try this, but man, I don't know about that. Queen f6, and we might see an endgame. Can Salty finally bring it home in an endgame? It's all come down to this, and what the hell type of trash is that? Knight f5. This guy is just ridiculous. What the hell is knight f5? I thought Eddie was the one who was medicated. Salty must have raided the cabinet. What the hell was knight f5? Just ridiculous. He's completely winning in the endgame. Oh, and now he trades queens. Oh, what kind of trash is that? How are you trading queens after you just plundered a fucking knight? You've got to be kidding me. Just awful. Oh my goodness. The Salty supporters are in shambles right now. They've got nothing to cheer for. Oh. I mean, it's a disrespect to the game. It's a disrespect to the game. Salty's got no time, no hope, no position, nothing. It's just brutal. Now, he's doing the right thing. He wants to get rid of this pawn in exchange for that pawn. Of course, he's lost, but at least he does the maximum, which is, you know, it's a bishop for a pawn. Couldn't have done better than that. Couldn't have done worse than knight f5 earlier, but, you know, we're forward thinking. Salty's got 10 seconds, and I tell you, no, it's not happening. Salty is on life support. He cannot lose another game in this match. Maybe Salty should ask for increment? Well, remember, Eddie would have taken increment, but Salty was saying, oh, the last time we had increment actually didn't help you, Eddie. And Eddie was saying, I don't want increment because then people are going to say, oh, I beat Salty, but it was with increment. So Eddie came into Salty's turf, into his territory, played no increment chess, 4 minutes. One of the slower time controls I've seen Eddie play is maybe 10 minutes. But Eddie is a 5-minute player. So for him to play 4-0 is already a step down. That's quick for the old man, you know? .95. Eddie is again in a great position here. Just clapping. This guy's hanging. Probably need this, but then god damn, there's even some of that. Ooh, he takes, he's keeping it simple. Fair play to Eddie, but I do think Salty's back in this game a little bit. Just so we're clear, this move would have been kind of lethal, I think, because I don't know about these moves here. Yeah, this looks pretty good. All right. Well, Eddie is looking for an endgame, understandably. He's been winning all of them. But this is definitely a fine position for Salty. Yeah, I prefer Black's position. I do. I think this is advantage Salty, but he's going to have to play it well here. But, yeah, no, this is a good position for Salty. Everything's solid. This guy's not too strong, and this always gets met by simply that, and then, uh-oh. Gotta be careful. You're not wrong, TJ. You're not wrong at all. However, the results stand, you know? It's like if I play a dubious opening, but I keep winning with it, I might keep repeating it. You gotta go with results at the end of the day. If Salty keeps choking in endgames, I guess he just can't play endgames. It's just not necessary. You don't have to do it. You don't have to. It might work, but why? You don't have to. Just knight, just F5, you know, just play the game. All right. I mean, he's got threats, so we can't discount those. pawn takes. There is queen takes here, and that's a little tricky. But nevertheless, that seemed unnecessary. Rook F2. Salty plays Rook D4. I think there are real chances here for Salty. Absolutely. He's got to involve this rook, though. Right now, it's not good enough. This guy's pinned, so there's no capture. Time is about even as well. Even though Salty's down a piece, he's definitely got one of the more manageable positions. It looks like you don't want to do this, but I'll be honest with you. After that, White only has 2 pawns. I think that if anyone's playing for a win, honestly speaking, it would probably be Black. Yeah, basically now Salty's in a good spot because Queen F4 is going to knock you out of the park with Queen F7. So you actually have to take it, and then you can take this. So I actually think that it's possible that this move helps Salty more than hurts him, but Salty is just too goddamn addicted to keeping the queen on the board. It's crazy, this move. I mean, the match is over now. Done and dusted. It's so crazy. You just gotta trade the queen there, man. Salty has to pray for Perpetual, but it's not happening. And Eddie, the Endgame Magician, is gonna get to 4 points. He's gonna knock out Salty. And this is nasty. This is nasty. Eddie is definitely converting this in a comical way. I still don't see how White is like about to win this. I'm still missing it. Eddie is up a rook and a bishop and still in the thick of it here. This is a close game. Still hasn't done anything to win yet. Probably about 15 moves of 0 progress. But when Eddie finally wakes up to smell the roses, I think he'll realize he's completely winning. He's got it now, because now you can just push the pawn. The queen was also defended, so this was an ineffective attempt anyway. And Salty's in the dirt. Salty's in the dirt with a bishop checkmate as well, and Eddie the Endgame Magician just took him out 4-1. Giving him that Denver Nuggets Miami Heat treatment. Nasty. Nasty. Oof. Exclamation mark, let's go, boys. You'd think Salty was still in prison the way he got bent over and spread. The gentleman's sweep. Eddie Barber with an impressive performance. What'd you guys think of Eddie? He was the lower rated player going into this match, but he had the confidence, he had the medication. And he said, I'm taking some of that young lad's rating. That young buck's rating is mine. He's overrated. He's overhyped. I want some of that. Eddie says Salty would lose 300 points to me. Oh my goodness. He's still yapping from the top rope as AW sent in 20 kick subs. Thank you, AW. AW, I mean, how do you feel back in Salty Clown there? Was he not the man you thought he was? I'll tell you, Salty had 2 end games on lock against Eddie. To choke them out is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. It really is. Salty hung a goddamn knight for no reason. He was just up upon in an end game. And then in the other game, he was completely winning against Eddie. He was up like 6 pawns. And then he blunders like bishop f7, bishop d5. I was like, oh my goodness. What a choke. What a choke. Oh, Salty's hitting Eddie with the I got disturbed in the middle of those games. Saying Eddie, the endgame magician, got lucky. And the words are still firing. Eddie says, I can crack you up any day, boy. Let's play some more, Salty. Damn. Eddie, definitely flying high today. Feeling good, playing well. Eddie, I would say your main strength there was you were pretty speedy. So you were up on time against Salty every game. Because let's be real, Eddie. You were worse, clearly worse, in a couple of those games you won. Still very impressive to win it from your side, but I mean, you're letting a lad like Salty outplay you in some end games for no reason at all. The meds were hitting a little hard today. But you had a lot of the practical elements of Blitz really on point today. You were very quick, very resourceful, and you stuck in the game, always looked for counterplay. And that's ultimately what got Eddie the win. Wait a minute. Is that true? Did Salty win game 1? And Eddie has won 4 in a row? We did stick in a clause to this game that said anyone who got 4-0 should be allowed to prosecute for adoption. Well, Real T Money, usually you have to say things about 20 times before I believe you. So you reach the threshold. So is Eddie looking to exercise that clause, or is he, is he gonna let the young buck off the hook? Eddie, would you like to pursue your adoption? Because you've won 4 in a row, you win 6 more, boy, you'll have a statement. All right, well, you guys can go ahead and rematch because right now we are just watching bonus footage. Eddie has won 4 in a row and he's looking to adopt Salty Clown. He's looking to adopt. All right, here we go. It's continuing. I actually can't, Badkins. I definitely cannot control that. It's a situation where no matter what, it always starts like just auto. It just automatically starts as soon as it's filled. So I think we must have got like 2 or 3 people that that joined, because it was, yeah, it wasn't that close to filling. Oh yeah, Salty needs to win, but technically Salty only needs to draw, right? I'm not sure if that will be playing in. Will be playing in there. Yeah, I'm following the draft now. I'm looking at it. Did it just start, or has it been going for a few minutes here? Oh no, it's been going. A salty draw, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the draft is on right now, Glezzy. It filled up, and it just auto starts when it's filled. Okay, what's going on here? Salty looks much worse. When have I said that before? Jeez, can hardly remember. It looks like he's just significantly worse here, because the best case scenario for him is that he takes this pawn, but like, how is he gonna win? How is he gonna win this game? Salty's not the type of guy who can make a draw, you know? So it's like, you win or you lose. I think Salty's sending it. Meanwhile, Eddie is saying, absolutely not, pal. I don't know about this move. I mean, certainly Rookie 1 makes a ton of sense, but I guess he wants to go here. I like H4, that's for sure. Now, if we don't see this move, then I'm actually concerned for Eddie's position, so that is good. However, I still think there's a lot to be said about this. Right? Do not count out Salty. I still think you can weasel your way in there. Yeah, exactly. King H1 because Queen D4 was going to be a queen trade. I actually, you know, I respect it. This move, though, instead of that, I just don't get. Queen H4 looked so much more menacing. I thought there were still some chances there, but Eddie playing very reactive right now. Unusual. So reactive. Okay. That's a pretty good reply. Okay, finally plays this. I've been waiting for that move. Like, it's not that easy to react to. Eddie? Edward? Now, Salty has obviously minimum draw, and that will end the adoption. So it's there if he wants it. Does he want more? Yes, he does. Check, check, nope. Yep, that's done and dusted. That's Eddie, the endgame magician, gonna have to wipe the dirt off his backside and collect himself after this. Still, Salty was worse this whole game, and just that one move blunder by Eddie, but nevertheless, that's what it takes sometimes. Kept his stick on the ice. Nothing here. Mate in one. You can only stop it with these two moves. This doesn't even help. No, you're gonna have to probably give up your queen. I think Eddie's done and dusted here. Yeah, 928. That did exist. Like, your variation existed. But remember, rook takes e4. There's queen e4. Or after rook e4, bishop e4, bishop e4, black doesn't have to take again on e4. So a few reasons why they could avoid the specific line you typed out. Just a one and done. Eddie was, you know, he was on the Viagra earlier, but I think it was wearing off because he showed up limp and flaccid to this game right here. After a beautiful game, Eddie seeing ghosts after h5, and unbelievable blunder there as the pieces get involved and the game ends. Eddie takes the match win. Salty retains his dignity and reminds old Eddie that you're not coming close to adopting me, pal. 4 wins. Well, here's one right back at you. Hey, Suktian, we're listening to Anjuna Deep set by Nox Vaughn. Go Nox. Should have taken the extra strength stuff. Well, there you have it, guys. You know, the energy from the chat. You can feel it. Good stuff. We have, of course, when the energy is brewing in the chat, we had to pause our speed run and respect the chatters, respect the artists. We'll always be able to pause for energy like that. Eddie was clearly on one. Salty just, you know, he hit a new high rating. So, you know, it has to be said. Credit to Salty for playing that match. Even though he was called out, I can see a lot of people hitting a new high rating and saying, you know what? I'm not sure I want to play. But he took the match against 200, 250 point lower rated opponent in Eddie TheEndgameMagician and played her out. GG's to both. Eddie, Salty. Eddie reminding Salty that the old guard is still there. Pretty good match, guys. That's a fair comment, Fish. Maybe not entirely accurate, but I can see that. Salty ain't no peak sitter. Fair play. All right, GG's. GG's. Let's return, right? Let's return to our Taimanov series. But J-Bell, wouldn't you say this is normal behavior, right? After a UFC fight where people are talking a lot of trash, you'll see them hugging at the end. Oh, God bless you, man. You're such a competitor. Honestly, this guy's you know, such a beast. Like, just being in the octagon with him, like, everyone really needs to, you know, can I make some noise for this guy? He's like, oh, it's an unbelievable fight. Like, he's a real competitor. He pushed me to my limits, and, you know, I knew I had to train hard for this fight because he's so talented himself. So it's like, what do you expect? What do you expect? Some mutual respect after the games. Understandable. Stream the draft? I can stream the draft. Problem is, I'm wondering see here. How long is this? This is gonna go for a while. I definitely don't think I can stream this whole draft. Let's see here. Round are we in? Wow. Is it just me, or is it weird that Joe Burrow got drafted in round 4? Or QB is just not that valuable? Oh, they're not as valuable? Interesting. Got it, got it. That's right, Ants Q21, absolutely. And GG's, Eddie. Nicely done, bud. Nicely done. Took out Salty, the yapping clown. We will do another NFL draft, by the way. We will do another one, which we probably will post on stream, but there's still a lot of picks in our NFL draft. I don't think I can stream the whole thing, so that's probably the only reason I'm not gonna stream it now. It is happening. It is happening on Underdog right now. If you're wondering what Underdog is, !sports. And that will give you a direct link. You can sign up. We host a lot of pools with the chat, which I think are really fun. So you'll recognize a lot of these names: the Kazi, Champ, chessbrah in there, Badkins, Lisa, Meta, Nick, Tiger, Glezzy. Hey, see you, AW. Thanks for supporting Salty, supporting us. Moving over to Kick. I really appreciate you there, AW, and hope to see you around some more. Like I said, we'll be streaming a bunch on Kick. So happy to have you here. But remember, AW is the guy who staked Salty Clowns. He's the reason this match happened. Yeah, show him some love. All right. What are we gonna do? I think I'm gonna do a little bit more of our series. We left off around 640. All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit more. So I'm gonna switch accounts here. I'm gonna take a short break right now. But let's get a little bit further in our Taimanov series. Thank you for the intermission though, Salty and Eddie. Boy, that was fun. I'll be back in just a second, guys. Stay with us. Stay with us. BRB. And we've returned. And we've returned. 638, that's where we left it, I guess. That's where we left it. I just wanted to get to a nice number here. 650 is at least a nice number. Couldn't leave us hanging on 638. Let's jump back in. 3-minute games. We're doing the Taimanov. All right, with the white pieces, C4. Trying to learn a new opening together. And even though we might not see, oh, we do, E5, nice. Even though we don't always get this as a perfect reversed Sicilian, it's great to practice the setup. So knight takes, queen c2. If knight b4, we always step back to that square. Although for some reason I haven't seen this move yet. I thought this would be most people's first instinct. Okay, knight there, then we'll play a3, take control of that. b4 and bishop to b2 are gonna be our next moves. And man, I have never in my life seen this many people want to attack my queen. Like, it's actually bothering people. Let's go knight f3. This is so common. Bishop f5, and I mean d3 is nice and solid here. I think I'll play e4 though, just because we can. I would say that playing a move like this, the only reason we would ever do it is because it's forcing. Meaning, he kind of has to take the knight now. And this is truthfully one of the only times where I would ever take with the d-pawn. And it's because it opens up my bishop. And my bishop would not normally be open here because my pawn would not normally be on e4. It would be back here, and then it wouldn't make as much sense. But because of the nature of the position, it opens up my bishop. There's no queen trade, so it kind of makes sense actually. Knight g5. We would love to take that light squared bishop. They love attacking that queen straight away. They really do. And yeah, this is the dream right here. Take that bishop. The light squares are mine. So what that means is when you have two bishops against a bishop knight, look at what bishop you have that they don't have. Which one is it? That one. So generally, your pawns should be controlling the opposite color of that bishop. So the worst way for my pawns to be right now would be like this. You can see how bad that makes my position. I just like, there's holes everywhere. But if I play g3, h4, b4, notice how so many squares are covered that my opponent might want to use. So that's how you play when you have two bishops. Put your pawns covering the other squares and have your bishop that your opponent doesn't have take care of the light squares. Bishop c4. I mean, I'm just gaining time here, attacking e6. Let's just get developed. Bishop e3, rook d1, castle. Cheers, Aaron. So yeah, castle, g3, rook there, b4. Those are the types of moves I'm looking at. Although rook d1 is tempting now, I like castling first so that he can't take it. When my king was here, if he wanted to, he could have traded rook and queen on d1. So I'm gonna do it where that's not available for him. Knight a5, a decent move to attack the bishop, absolutely. I can return to a2 and then just be threatening the e6 pawn. I can also return to e2. Trying to think about which one I actually prefer here. I'm gonna go this way. Queen here drops the pawn on e6. Queen c6, which is not a bad move. I might have to start playing some really accurate stuff against. Okay, let's bring the rook over. Queen c6. Maybe I'll go queen e2. G3 I also like as a move. Now obviously you don't have to like always put your pawns only on dark squares. Like you can play other moves, but okay, let's go B4, force the knight back. But hopefully you see how effective it is to do what I'm doing. Which is pawns on dark squares, and my bishop controls the light squares. Ooh. That's a long-range bishop. Tough to see, but it is a free rook right there. Free pawn, free rook. That diagonal was bad news for him. But yeah, honestly, his pieces just don't have squares to move to. It's kind of tough for him. Take. Take. Not quite mate. Not quite mate. GG. This was a pretty well played game by my opponent. It wasn't until time trouble that he made any serious mistakes. But I liked it because we really got to see like a different looking setup. So E4 takes, D takes C3. Truly one of the main exceptions to our rule about capturing on C3 is right here. But it really, D takes C3 is only because the pawn's on E4. If the pawn was back there, then I wouldn't really consider it. It wouldn't be awful, but if you're playing DC3, even if your pawn's on E3, know that your next move should be to push it to E4. D takes C3 or D takes C6 is always coupled with E5 or E4. It's the only way to play that position. Otherwise, it's just not a very good idea to take that way. But here, you saw how it worked. Opened up both my bishops pretty nicely. And this position was just very, very good right off the bat. $6.44. Let's get the next one going. Ooh, Techno Mummy. Damn, I was excited to play that game. Techno anything. Aborted. Feels bad now. All right, C4. Okay, we got E5 straight away. E3. Knight to C3. Hopefully you're familiar with our setup now. And to be honest with you, C6, you're not usually seeing this move in the Sicilian for the most part, or by white in the Sicilian. This is kind of like, if you reverse it, it's the C3 Sicilian. These ones, you don't really play the Taimanov against, so even right now, you'll see me have to adjust because, yeah, you can't play the main setup against it because black will play D5 and they'll take the whole center, which will kind of be annoying for you. So you do have to be careful. A3, bishop E2. I feel like if E4, knight D4, we might be able to play D3 next. So I'll do that. Holy smokes, what a move. G5. All right, well now I'll play D4. Oh my God. What type of setup is this? What type of setup is this? H6. It's looking like a pretty good Looking like a pretty good position here. Don't really know what's going on with that move. I'm kind of tempted to just play bishop d3 and trade off his best piece. You know? It's simple. It goes here, which is pretty nice for me because that just wins a pawn and I trade off the piece. Goes here. We'll take another pawn. Knight e6 is an idea. e4 also lends an extra supporter. So like, yeah, e4 does make a lot of sense here. I like e4 because I am pretty sure that bishop takes will be a nice little fork there, or castles. This is actually a triple attack. Whether or not I end up winning 2 pieces is a different question. So I can take here, lose a piece, take that. Okay, win the exchange, or I can take here, but after bishop takes, we don't win that either. So I'm not really gonna win 2 things here. I'm only gonna win 1. So I think I'll take this. Ooh. Well, he said, you know what? You're wrong. You are gonna win 2 pieces. And here's why. My fault. My mistake. My mistake. Queen e6, bishop there maybe. Okay, let's take. And knight e5 is gonna be the final mistake. Queen g4, I'm not actually seeing a mate after this. Amazingly, the king just runs away. Yeah, if I'm honest here, like I want to move the knight to get some slick checkmate, but I'm not seeing it, so I guess we're taking the material, guys. I guess we're taking the material. There's no way I can move my knight and still get a mate there. Good game. GG and woo, 650. Hooray for me. Hooray for me. What's up, Zombicide? I am hosting an NFL draft, yes. Not hosting the NFL draft. I'm hosting an NFL draft. NFL draft being a fantasy pool that we're doing with our community. And it's already drafting right now. So this is what I'm talking about. We have a partner right now called Underdog Fantasy. So this is what I'm talking about, Zombicide. We have a draft going on right now. We had a playoff draft for NBA and NHL that we did with the community. We're on the clock right now. Let's jump in here. 8 seconds. Gotta make a quick pick. Oh, we just got Dak Prescott. I think it's been auto drafting for a while we've been streaming here. But yeah, wow, big Dak Prescott. Wow, the draft is over. I think we have the winning squad. I think we have the winning squad. Tiger, I just showed up. It's the first pick I made. Just thought I'd take my buddy Dylan. Got you there, Tiger. That's right. We have Dak Prescott. Let's see what we actually have here. We have Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Travis Etienne, J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Dillon, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. I actually don't know who that is on Seattle. Jackson Smith, Gabe Davis, and Quentin Johnson. I watch NFL and I really find it entertaining, but I don't know the rosters that deep. Ruined your draft, CD? Like you had him and he ruined it for you? Or he destroyed you like because someone else had him. So if you guys want to sign up, there's a really sweet sign up bonus welcome package that you can take advantage of. !sports. You can make an account on Underdog if you're in North America. There's a few places that they can't operate in, but for the most part, almost all of North America is good. And you can make an account, and whatever you deposit, they'll match. So 100% deposit match up to $100. That's a pretty sweet sign up bonus. And the money's available quite literally instantly. And we're partnered up with Underdog. You probably see in the background Underdog Fantasy right there. It's a site that does daily fantasy, drafts, pick'ems. It's a lot of fun, and we're big. Not only do we like a good gamble, but we're also big sports fans here. So I don't know. This is easily the most exciting partner that I think we've had, and we'd love to get people signed up, and especially to join our drafts. We're gonna be doing another NFL draft. Right now, this is a $50 buy-in. So, for example, you know, let's say you show up and you deposit $25 when you sign up with code chessbrah. You'll get $25 from them, and you can use the 50 to sign up. You can use the 50 to join the pool, for example. Or you can put $50 in, get 50, sign up with 50, and then you have a free 50 to play with. You can join other drafts, but I think the pick'ems are the coolest feature. And as you can see on the left side, they have all the major American sports, that's for sure, as well as some others like MMA and F1. I'm gonna grab a drink here. I agree, Aaron. There's some value there, not gonna lie. So apparently the QBs are not that important in this format or something, I'm told. But I don't know too much about the rosters. I'm not like that deep into NFL. I probably like NHL the most. Follow NBA after that. But watching NFL is so exciting. And it's probably the most popular draft, NFL. There's just so many NFL fans, and it's the most popular daily fantasy format. So I might grab a drink and just hang out with the people drafting right now. Who's here right now? Wow, the Kazi has an experienced tag. What the hell? Where'd you get that from? Experience. Jesus, scaring me, bud. Okay, the Kazi. What's up, Trippin? Another thing we have is we introduced a rewards program for people that support sponsors and partners of the stream. So there's different tiers that you can reach, and obviously Underdog signing up here, putting even $10 in the account would count as a partner sign up. So hey, Eddie. Oh yeah, sorry, I missed that, Kimchi. It was 4-1 for Eddie. But because Eddie won 4 games in a row, we let him try to adopt Salty, and he lost immediately. So 4-1 in the match, first to 4, and then Salty stopped the adoption by winning again. Just grabbing a drink here. Yes, he took out the cocky young gun. Exactly. Exactly. All right, we're on the clock here. Man, I don't recognize many people. Oh. I think it just auto-picked. I was gonna take Mooney. Who I think I'll take right now. I don't know much about I don't know much about the players now, honestly. I think my last pick, like my last round, I kind of knew some players here. Like these are familiar names, but now we're in the territory where I'm like, who are these guys? Hey, DMG. Thanks for the follow there. Follow into the quick chat. What's going on, my man?
The Anjuna Deep Edition.
We drafting out here. We're getting through, where are we? Round 12 right now? There's 18 rounds, so this actually went a lot quicker than I thought. We'll definitely be able to cover this. You're making brownies, Hella? Make some for everyone. Damage X32, we are on Kick. Maybe exclamation mark Kick might be a bit of a reminder, but we're still streaming on Twitch, DMG. Maybe you saw us there, but we signed a deal with Kick, and we will be streaming the majority of our stuff here for the next little while, which is exciting for us. So, yeah, glad you found us, and thanks for the follow. Latinum Blonde, 5 subs to Kick Cinco. Oh my god, thanks a lot, Latinum. Thank you very much. We're staying modest, Eddie. We only have 7 subs. Man, he's back again. I tell you. Jeez, he's back with another one. No way to get some on mobile. Aaron, I am not sure, but I would say for the most part, operate on the desktop. The app is hit or miss right now for Kick. It's being improved. I see Latinum, you sniped a few familiar names there, eh? Big Guy Alex, Calico Jack, Ginge Minge, which I imagine is Bad Chess, Good Vibes. So thanks for the 5 subs there, Latinum Blonde. You're missing the sub counter. Yeah, we're missing a few things, Eddie. You know, we're bare bones right now. Fugal, thank you for the new sub. Hey, you Bitsia, waiting for the next NBA draft. Is that the one you're interested in? Like just NBA, basically? You don't do much NFL or NHL? Hello, Eddie. We do. We do. In fact, that's exactly where we're at, Eddie. That's exactly where we're at. Some familiar names here. Valentinian, Chicken Pants, Tiger, Meta Nick, Red Pandas. Exactly, Eddie. It's a, you know, we mention it a lot, but it's a really big difference. It's a really big difference. Thanks a lot, Red Pandas. Getting subbed. Yeah, fair enough, you bits. Yeah, I don't necessarily either, but sometimes it's just fun to sweat it out. But yeah, if you're putting your money on the line, then obviously you want it to be something you're kind of passionate about and that you follow the games. I get that. Well, obviously we got more NBA ones coming when it happens. You can be sure of that. Thanks again, Red Pandas. Welcome, buddy. Waiting for our next pick here. It's been a while. We're coming up. We're coming up. The nice thing about our pick, even though we're pick 12, which sucks, is you pick 2 times in a row. That's kind of cool. These are best ball drafts? Yeah, they are, CD Hill. Are you on Underdog, man? Were you on there already, or did you join with our link by any chance? Yeah, these are all best ball drafts. Almost at the double digits. Well, you're helping us get there, Red Panda, slowly but surely. Oh, you've already been there. Oh, cheers. Well, glad you're on there anyway. You can still join some of our pools and drafts if you're interested. We'll be hosting another NFL one. Knox Vaughn, hella. Noxvahn. This is a Andrew Deep set. But there's a few of them by him. I think this one's episode 4 or 14. So, should be able to find it. All right, let's see here. I actually don't know why I didn't take Big Daw. I actually don't have any tight ends right now. So, I don't know, I'll just pick a couple. Thanks, Scenic, for the sub. What's up, Steven23? Oh, my man, CD Hill. Shit, thanks a lot, dude. Scenic, welcome, welcome. Mischievous. Getting over to kick and getting sub. Man, I appreciate you guys.
The easiest way.
Yeah, Ant, you're 100% right. I'm definitely gonna have to beef things up.
To the meditative state
I'm definitely gonna have to beef things up here.
is to begin.
But I'm seeing that wide receivers are definitely what everyone is stacking. And most people only have 1 or 2 QBs, so clearly not a big importance there. So I think we're okay balanced right now. But you're right, I'm definitely gonna pick up some more running backs. That's probably important.
Sounds that are going on around.
Kit gamers, Kit gang.
Just listen
Absolutely.
to the general.
I appreciate the support, CD. And it's cool to know you're on Underdog already. That's always cool when we're doing a sponsor or working with someone and we're like, yo, we're trying to get you guys make an account, sign up with this awesome bonus, and then people are like, man, I'm there anyway. I'm there already. So maybe it sucks that you can't use our code or link to sign up, but it's cool to know that you're already there. Aaron Gull, 5 subs gifted. The Kick Cinco. Thank you so much, Aaron.
Don't judge the sound.
Oh, Tiger, I've been conked out long before you. I do not know a name on the screen, you know? I know some of the QBs because they're obviously getting drafted down.
As you hear sounds coming up in your head, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, and soon you will find that the so-called outside world.
All right, and we're in round 15 out of 18, so getting close to the end as well.
Come together.
There we go. We're in the double digits now. Look at the subs go up there. Thanks again, Aaron. The Kick Cinco. We're at 12, baby. Yeah, I think I'm on that vibe as well, Fish. See you, Lucheco. Take care, man. No, they don't see it. Not that they don't count. Like, obviously, we see them. They're very appreciated. But that particular sub counter is a sub count for the subs that came in during the stream that are individual subs, like somebody just subbing themselves, not gifted subs, and only for the current stream. So that's what that number is. But we've just kind of kept it that way because at this point it's become a bit of a meme that chessbrah has 5 subs. So we just kind of left it for the moment. But yeah, there's not a true sub counter tracker yet that integrates and collects all the data at once, which is why we just kind of left it. Okay, our picks are coming up here. I feel like we should take some running backs. That's right, Zooted. Okay. Let's take some running backs.
I want you to listen to the sound of my voice just as if it were noise. Don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand anything. Just listen to the sound.
Man, this might be a bad pick, but I think this guy's a G.
As you hear sounds coming up in your head, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on.
But yeah, I'm running out of names I recognize, I'm not gonna lie.
That the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together, come together, come together, come together, come together. They are a happening. And
Oh, that's making me feel good, Latinum. Shoot, the confidence. Thanks, bud. I just remember watching last year and he was a fucking tank.
And all you're doing
Such a good
watching
player.
it.
DMG, are you in the US, man? There are a few places that like a few places that they can't operate in. It's not technically a sports book. It's daily fantasy. It's fantasy sports. But where are you at, if you don't mind my asking? Because it may be that they don't operate where you are.
You're listening to the Anjuna Deep Edition.
Hello Anjuna Deepers, James Grant here,
So,
bringing you
I
episode
can
229 of the Anjuna
pasty
Deep
this.
Edition. This week,
No,
I make my return to the Deep
DMG.
Edition
It
with what
works
might just be our
specifically
longest
for the
episode
US.
Yet.
So I'll
I've been
paste you
curating
this.
loads of great music over the past
And
few months, with the end of the year in sight
If you're
and a
not
printwork show
in
London
those
next week,
places,
felt
it
like
should
an
work.
appropriate moment.
It's literally 4 people only in US or Canada. Damn, Michigan? Oof. I appreciate it though. Gonna hit us with the sign up. It's all good. Yeah, I can't sign up for Michigan. They're just, you know how it is in the US. There's different rules from state to state. There's not as, like Canada, for the most part, most of the regulations kind of hit the whole country, where it's not that different province to province. Ontario's the only one that had some recent news where things changed, and there are specific rules for Ontario only regarding gambling. But in the US, it's completely different state to state. So Michigan is just a tough one, unfortunately. Yeah, as I said, this is a little different. It's they're not under the same category. Maybe they're under the same overall roof, obviously, but fantasy sports and sports betting are different. Different in terms of where you're allowed to operate, etc., etc. So that's too bad. We have a lot of people, by the way, that follow the channel, play some chess from Michigan. So we have some good buddies. In fact, the match that we were watching earlier today, we were watching Eddie TheEndgameMagician. He's a big Michigan brat. Here we go. We're gonna have, only 2 more picks, and our last 2 picks are coming up here. Hello, Val. Do you like your team? We are gonna do more drafts, Fish. We're probably gonna do, we might even do another $50 league. We're definitely gonna do a $200 entry as well. So the answer is definitely yes. There's a lot of NFL fans. Like, I would do multiple drafts. I think it's a ton of fun. So Absolutely. You're keen, eh? I don't know if we won't do one right away right now, if that's what you're asking, but we will absolutely do more. I think people have energy for NFL drafts. Final picks coming up. Let's close out strong. Okay. I'll probably take take Big Hurst. And let's take all right, call it a day on that. I'll wait till the draft is finished, a couple more picks, and then we'll check out everyone's teams. Gonna go Boulder. That's a hella good reason. We'll give you a pass on that one, buddy. Love a good bouldering sesh. This draft about to wrap up here. This was on auto draft for about half the draft, so let's see what the team looks like. I'm curious. We had 12 picks. We were actually last pick, which, yeah, it's tough. Let's see how this finishes out. All right, last pick of the draft. And then let's have a look-see here. All right, I think that's it. Who did he take? should show up here, I believe. Or actually, no, maybe not. Here we go.
You're listening to the Anjuna Deep
All right.
Edition.
So, Fish. Let's look at our team first. Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Travis Etienne, J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Dillon, Kenneth Gainwell, Cordell Patterson. I mean, I like our running backs, considering none of them are like elite. Travis Etienne and J.K. Dobbins, maybe, but they're not like crazy picks. These guys I barely even. I mean, I like that we have Chris Olave. I have an Olave jersey. Garrett Wilson, I literally couldn't tell you who that is. Also don't know who this is. Is this a rookie or something? Doesn't even have a picture. Did we get some rookie energy? I can vibe with that. Our tight ends are all kind of picked. I don't know. At least I recognize most people's names on my team. At least I recognize most people's names on my team there. That is a rookie. All right. I can get behind it. It's good to have some rookies on your teams, you know? It's to make or break. But Olave is great. I have his jersey, so that's actually sweet we got him on the team. That was an auto draft as well. Hey, Antho. What's up, bud? Hey, champ. Go back. Go to active. What's on active? This is the draft, right? This is what we're looking at. I was just looking at my team here. Click on the calendar. What are you talking about, champ? Eh? Who's Champ have on his roster? Aaron Rodgers, Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell. Literally do not know Sam Howell. Kenny Pickett's a solid one though. I do not know many of these people. I'm probably gonna know his wide receivers. I do not know any of these ones except Fournette. CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, Calvin Ridley, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, and Michael Pittman. That is a crazy wide receiver lineup, honestly. Champ's kind of popping off here. Taysom Hill. He shows up as tight end, eh? Damn. Oh, that's a frisky